Hi everyone, Fox 61 Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank here on the Weather Watch. Here we go. The rain has gotten started for a lot of folks across the state. If you haven't seen it already, it will continue to fill in. But the biggest concern is not only going to be for a period of very heavy rainfall for late tonight into early Friday morning, but also strong gusty winds that could be enough to result in scattered outages, maybe even numerous outages for parts of the state. Moderate coastal flooding and icy spots as the storm moves out late Friday night as temperatures go from 50s to below freezing. It's a really incredible, impressive temperature drop. Impressive, probably a better word for it. Wind advisory posted after midnight tonight, and it goes all the way into Friday night. For most of the state, we're seeing peak wind gusts up between 45 to 55 miles per hour, but there could be a few spots close to 60, especially along the immediate shoreline and in southeastern Connecticut. Also, a coastal flood warning in effect for the immediate shoreline, and this will peak during high tide Friday morning, 8:42 New London, 10:35 for the New Haven area. Water levels could come up anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 feet above where typical high tide is. And on top of that, you have wave action of 3 to 5 feet. I think Long Island Sound is going to look pretty dramatic compared to how it normally looks. The rain has already started to push in for most of the state. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a minute. There is a bit of mixing or some snowflakes in the northwest hills, but quickly transitioning over to rain. We are not expecting much of any snow out of this. And as we head towards and after the news at 10 and 11, look at this radar. It is absolutely pouring, and this is too much for storm drains to keep up with. But luckily, at 2:30 in the morning, there's not too many people that are out on the roadways during that time. This is early Friday morning, and it's still raining heavily for some across the state. And look at these temperatures up around 50 degrees. I wanted to show you this, though. After about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, by the way, there could even be some thunder with some of these that come through. We are going to see a little bit of a lull in the action with the heaviest rain coming to an end, but another chance for showers to fill back in again late morning, early afternoon as a cold front comes through. That cold front means business, and it's the front that's going to cause those temperatures to drop pretty dramatically as we head into later Friday and especially on Friday night. We're talking about temperatures dropping into the teens, and we could end up seeing something that's a little bit rare for us here in Connecticut, or a lot rare for us. Maybe some ocean effect or Long Island effect. Snow right in southeastern Connecticut. It's going to depend on the exact wind direction, but it's not out of the question that that could coat things up. Let's talk about the wind gusts. So as we head towards and after midnight, those winds are starting to come up. If you're out and about Thursday evening, the winds aren't too bad. But as we head towards daybreak, boy, those winds are going to be roaring, and you're seeing some of those higher gusts. This is about 6 o'clock in the morning. There will be a break around midday or so, and then as we head into the early afternoon, another push of winds along the cold front that will come through. Following that, the wind switches direction. It comes more out of the west, and that'll be pumping in those colder temperatures. The winds are still roaring as we head through Friday night, but the worst will be over with by that point. And then we've got to talk about the wind chill after this front comes through. Again, 50s to below freezing, but that's not even telling the full story. When you factor in the wind, it will feel like below zero as we head into Saturday morning, and we may stay with wind chills near or below zero right throughout your Christmas Eve. So it is going to be quite cold. So let's talk about how to prepare for this storm. I would get some salt or sand maybe to throw on the front steps before you, I would say around midday tomorrow, because as the storm moves out, any areas of standing water could end up freezing over. That won't be an issue everywhere. Hopefully the roads will have a chance to kind of dry out before that happens. Secure your Santas, meaning any of your holiday decoration, especially inflatables, so they don't blow away. Any unsecured objects could start flying. I would prepare for the chance to lose outages. Hopefully you don't, but make sure the generator has gas. Make sure your cell phone is charged. Make sure you've got batteries for the flashlight. We're New Englanders. We know how to do this kind of thing. Make sure the sump pump is plugged in. It's got the battery backup. And if you live along the immediate shoreline, I would prepare for the possibility or likelihood of coastal flooding. For example, if you end up parking your car in an area that typically floods, I would make sure that you move that car to higher ground, especially, again, around high tide for Friday morning. You don't want it there. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, it's cold for Saturday and Sunday. Some towns might not make it out of the teens for high temperatures. And again, we know it feels much colder than that. 20s Sunday, and we're back up around 30 degrees on your Monday. It's a cold but quiet stretch as we head into next week. Your shoreline 7-day from 50s to 20s. Temperatures dropping 30+ degrees in just a day.